Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Michael here, ChiCityYaker. Appreciate you for joining me. It's a bit of a different video, this one right here, because it's more of a conversational. I want to share with you kind of a concern that I see happening here in the kayak fishing industry with these manufacturers. And the case in point is going to be what Hobie just did. Now, ICast is currently happening down in Orlando, Florida. I'm keeping an eye on a lot of stuff that's being revealed and some pretty cool stuff. There's stuff that's like, all right, whatever. But Hobie, leading up to ICast, had this big teaser about something that was coming in the pipeline. So what was this big reveal that they made? Well, it was a red-colored PA-14 with some graphics on it. No, I mean, seriously, I'm really simplifying it, but they teamed up with Iaconelli, who's been a Hobie ambassador now for, I don't know, a year or two or something like that. To put out this limited edition Iaconelli inspired or designed red Hobie PA-14. Now, what has been the public's response to it? Well, it's been nothing short of interesting. A simple scroll through Hobie Fishing's Instagram, we'll see things like, that's it, same boat, new stickers, new higher prices, pass, no new features, and all this build up, time to talk to the marketing team. Listen, I can go on and show you more of the comments that are being made here because it's not really flattering. People really thought that Hobie was going to come out something for ICast that would have been a new thing, an upgrade, or just some kind of a new feature, maybe even a new kayak altogether. But when they found out it was just a limited edition Iaconelli red colorway for the PA-14, yeah, that didn't go too well with the Hobie community in general. I mean, there's more people that are really disappointed in this reveal than there are that are supporting it. Now, in no way, shape, or form is this personally against Iaconelli. I mean, first of all, get your money, right? He's obviously being paid by Hobie to promote their products and all of that stuff. But the thing about this kayak is even more money than the regular standard Hobie PA. And in general, I stepped away from a Hobie, and I still own a Pro Angler, but I stepped away from Hobie once they revealed the 360 and the price point went up to $4,500. There is a cap at which I'm gonna pay for a kayak, and people will say that Hobie is kind of like the iPhones of the kayak fishing industry. Even if that's true, the kayak doesn't do the same things that my iPhone does and brings me the same level of productivity and all that stuff. So to me, I have a hard limit on what I'm willing to pay. And then when I saw that Old Town came out with, the AP, you're paying less for a motorized kayak than you would for the pedal with a 360. But this video is not about that. It's about what's happening here and in making a bigger point about the trend that I'm seeing here and the kayak fishing industry as a whole with these manufacturers that are reaching out to bring people on board, their pro teams or ambassadors or content creators, and they're giving them these kayaks for review or to talk up and to promote. But a lot of these people that I'm seeing that are getting these opportunities, they're generally not like full-time kayak fishing folks. They're YouTubers that primarily fish out of a boat, that because they have a large following, they're getting product to promote. And then as they review, and it's a shame because really the manufacturers are kind of doing themselves a disservice here, because when you give someone who primarily fishes out of a boat, you give them a kayak to review and to talk about on their channel, they're going to talk about the instability, they're going to talk about this, all these things that they really are not subject matter experts on, they're going to kind of talk about, and then it harms your product. They should be giving these kayaks for review and for promotional purposes to content creators, to folks that are fishing primarily out of a kayak throughout the year. I'm telling you what, I might be on a boat maybe a handful of times out of the year. I am always in a kayak. I've been in a kayak. Now, I'm not saying that this needs to come from me because there's other creators that I see that are consistently doing kayak fishing content and are not getting those same opportunities that I see, insert big name YouTuber, content creator, that was gifted one to do a review, and then they're on the water and then they flip, or they talk about how the instability of the kayak, and it's not like my boat. I don't have the same. Well, of course, it's not a boat. You can't judge it in the same way. It's apples and oranges. And to bring this all together, we have the situation now. Like, Mike Iaconelli is a legendary bass angler. I love the guy in his content. I think he's super animated. I know people knock him for it. I enjoy it. I get it's just spiel. And can't take nothing away from what he's done. And of course, he's gonna go to where the money is. If they're paying him to promote the product, of course, I'm always gonna, applaud folks for getting to the money. You know what I mean? You can't knock them for it if it's something that they're doing, properly, and it's not kind of shady. And I don't believe that's the case at all. But he's promoting the Hobie product. But let's be honest, Mike Iaconelli spends more time out of a bass boat than he ever does in a kayak, other than maybe what he has to do for his promotional videos that he does for Hobie. And I believe he competes in the Hobie tournaments now, and that might even be a contractual obligation that they're doing. I'm pretty sure. I'm willing to bet. I know how these companies will do things. I'm pretty sure that he's competing in those because of his contract with them, and they want his name involved. It brings more people in. I get it. I know why they're tapping someone like him to do this, but to come out with a kayak, charge more money for it, when there's nothing distinctly different about it. There's no feature upgrades. It's not a 360 plus drive. It's not a new hull design. It's literally the same kayak with a different color and some graphics on the front of it. That's the big reveal. And it just made me think about, in general, how the kayak fishing community, and specifically with these manufacturers, are just missing the mark in a lot of times, as they are teaming up sometimes with not the most ideal folks. And I get it that they want to tap into people with very large followings, but if those people with the large followings aren't giving proper critiques, criticism, reviews of your product, is it really benefiting you, or is it hurting you? And that's really the point I'm trying to make. Whereas if you have a smaller to mid-tier creator that specifically does kayak fishing content, knows what a stability, initial and secondary stability should be like, how hull designs impact the kayak and how it works, and utilizing it, and what kayak is good for what kind of water you're fishing, those things will give you a better overall review of your product, which means the viewers that see that will be much more well-informed properly on the product, and then be more inclined to go ahead and purchase the product, which is what your end goal is. Now, maybe I'm just wasting my breath sharing all this with you guys, because who knows? I doubt Hobie will see this, or any other maybe kayak manufacturing brand, and it's really a shame. But for those out there that are doing kayak fishing content, people that come to mind are Kayak Fishing down in Florida, who does a phenomenal job. And, to his credit, he does get his hands on a lot of kayaks. In fact, he has a kayak every other day. But there's other folks like him that are doing a lot of review stuff that I would love to see get their hands on some of these products to properly review them. They might not have the millions of followers or the hundreds of thousands of followers, but micro influencers are extremely valuable, because their followers are very connected to them. And for those folks that are in marketing, it's kind of like, you should know this already, those followers in those micro communities they really follow along to what that creator is talking about and promoting, and tend to have a very good push through rate in terms of buying a product that individual is promoting or talking about or informing their community about. Anyway, I just had to share this with you guys, and maybe you guys have noticed this too. I mean, let me know down in the comments. Have you noticed that you're seeing folks that never fish out of a kayak getting kayaks, reviewing it, and giving these kind of half-cocked reviews? You noticing that these big companies, these kayak companies, are teaming up with bass fishing pros that are, on the water in the boat 99% of the year, and somehow now are subject matter experts in kayak fishing? I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me, but that's just me. I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'd love to hear. Thank you for listening to this rant-ish opinion piece, And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. See you guys soon.